Woody's Roundup. Come on, it's time to play. Jessie did do. Bullseye did do. Stinky Pete and Woody. Woody's Roundup. Hey guys, my name's Buena back again, and welcome back to my Toy Story movie reviews leading up to the new Buzz Lightyear movie. Today, I'm going to review on Toy Story 2, Game of the Year of 1999. The same year as South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. The same year as Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, which honestly, nobody remembers, which that movie is very forgotten. The same year as Tarzan, and of course, the same year that I was born. So let's get to the plot. So basically what the plot is, come on, we know the story about Toy Story 2. The plot of this movie is based on the plot is it takes immediately after the first movie left off. Woody and Buzz are now best friends, and then later and then in the movie Woody was about ready to go to cowboy camp with Andy, but for some reason Woody's arm ripped, and then later on in the movie he met Weasley, which by the way guys, rest in peace to the actor who played as Lenny and Weasley, because the actor who voiced those characters he passed away in 2005 in a really bad car crash at the time when Cars was in production at the time. And not only that, he also voiced the caterpillar in Bug's Life. And yes guys, I will review on all the Pixar movies, but as for Toy Stories 1, 2, and 3, and 4, they will not count because I'm going to review on them right now. So anyways, so after that, Woody tried to rescue Wheezy, and then after that, this guy named Al tried to found Woody, and he took him to his apartment, and then he was collecting all these Woody's Roundup merchandise, and he wants to donate them to Japan so that way he can make some money. And so it's up to Buzz and the gang to team up together to find Woody and take him back home before Al takes the whole gang to Japan. And that's basically what the plot is. So what can I think about Toy Story 2? I just say this is an outstanding masterpiece. I love this movie so much. 10 out of 10. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye, guys. I'm joking, guys. We got a lot of stuff to talk about this movie. So let's get to the story. The story of this movie is actually really amazing. The way how they did the story in the second movie did it in an amazing way. And I also like so yeah, the story of this movie is actually really amazing of how we met a lot of new characters and all that. So let's get started with the animation. The animation of this movie looks so great, and I can tell that over the years the animation of this movie got better and better, because the animation from this movie looks a little more different than the first movie that compared in 1995, because this was at the time when CGI animation became extremely better. So anyway guys, so let's get started with some of my favorite stuff that I love about this movie. I love the part in the opening of the movie of how Buzz Lightyear was in this like video game thing trying to battle Zurg, and then Rex pretend to become a space ranger. That was actually really kind of cool. And I also like the part of how Andy tried to defeat evil Dr. Porkchop, and it was actually really sad seeing that Andy accidentally ripped Woody's arm by mistake, and then which personally I kind of felt bad for Andy. And then I love the part in the movie that Woody met his cowboy roundup gangs like Jessie, Bullseye, and Stinky Pete. And believe it or not, guys, now I actually did some research. The part that Jessie did his YOLO voice, and you're like yo hee hoo, which unfortunately it was not actually her voice. It was actually a different voice actor's voice, which I actually did some research. The actress who plays Jessie's yodel voice, he's not only that, he's also the same actor who plays Daphne in some of the Scooby-Doo movies, along with that stupid, even my worst PS Kids show, Jada the Jet Plane, which we don't want to talk about that. And yes, guys, I will do a redo rant on Jada the Jet Plane, because I actually rewatched my rant the other day. Oh my god, that rant was absolutely garbage. And yes, guys, I will do a redo rant on Jada the Jet Plane, aka my worst PS Kid show I ever seen in my life. So stay tuned for that. So yeah, and if you're wondering how he died, how the actress died, she committed suicide by gunshot wound, and not only that, she was also the original voice actor who voiced Carmen's mom in South Park in the original season. So yeah. So anyway, and then we have Bullseye. Bullseye is a really fantastic character, and we have the villain Stinky Pete. He's actually a really amazing villain. I actually liked Tim. So anyway, guys, and also there was actually a really funny scene with Al in the car that it goes like, I cannot believe I have to drive all the way to work on Saturday, all the way to work, and then his work is like right a mile near his apartment. I had to say that was so funny. Which I remember back when I was a kid, when I first watched this movie as a kid on home video on VHS. I remember when the first time I watched this movie, I think I was like 4 or 5 years old or something. When I actually saw it, I said to myself, he could walk across the street. He should walk across the street. So yeah, that was actually really kind of cool. And I also like the part in the movie of how Buzz in this game found Al's toy barn, and then later on he met all the Roundup gangs. And also, and now there's actually a really backstory of how Jessie used to have like an owner, and then over the years her owner got growed up. Instead of her owner was addicted to horses back then when she was a kid, she was addicted to like fashion makeup and all that. And they play like a really song. And as a kid, and this is a joke, back when I was a kid, when I first saw that scene, I actually let out a few tears out of my eyes because I kind of felt really bad for Jessie. And also, now let's get into the climax, and that's the airport scene. The airport scene of this movie was so fantastic. It was so awesome. And I also like the part of how everyone was battling Stinky Pete on the subway cart thing on the airport. That was really cool. And I love the part of how Woody put in the game put Prospector in his backpack. Then it goes like, and then the Prospector, Stinky Pete met Barbie, and then he has all this artist name on her face, and then where it goes like, Happy Trails, Prospector. And I also love the part in the movie of how they recreated the final scene of Woody's Roundup, which I kind of felt bad that Woody's Roundup got ended before the series finale, before the final hour. That's kind of sucks. Like, trying to end, like, seriously, like, ending the show before the series finale, that's messed up. And the part of how they recreate that scene, that was actually my favorite part that I love in the climax. And so yeah, and then the way how they ended the movie of how Woody, Jessie and the rest of the game went actually staying at Andy's house, and then Wheezy got a squeaker face and he sang that song, You Got a Friend in Me. The way how they did that song was so amazing. Now, my only biggest complaint, guys, I really wanted a Toy Story 3 back when I was a little kid, but unfortunately, guys, we have to wait for like 11 years for another Toy Story movie. That's right, we have to wait for 11 years for another Toy Story movie, which that's actually a really long time. So yeah, and not only that, guys, telling by this poster, you guys, yes, this was the exact same cover that I used to have on VHS when I was a kid, which believe it or not, guys, even though I did watch my original copy of the original Toy Story back when I was a kid, I used to have this copy on VHS, but unfortunately, guys, around like in 2008, my copy of Toy Story 2 on VHS broke. So because like every time when I like try to play the movie, it actually like stops by itself, which I don't know why my copy of Toy Story 2 broke. But thankfully 1 year later in 2009, at the time when Toy Story 3 was announced, I did manage to get Toy Story 2 on DVD for Christmas. So that's right, guys. I actually got Toy Story 2 on DVD just 1 year later after my Toy Story 2 on VHS broke. So that's actually kind of cool. And my favorite promo that I love on the Toy Story 2 on the VHS was the promo of Disney's California Adventure and The Little Mermaid 2 Return to the Sea. Those were my two favorite commercials on the Toy Story 2 VHS tape. So So yeah, so all that, guys, Toy Story 2 is a really amazing, fantastic movie. And throughout all the Toy Story movies, this is actually by now my favorite Toy Story movie because I had a fun time watching this movie. So anyway, guys, so my final rate for Toy Story 2, I have to give Toy Story 2 a 10 out of 10 with the seal of approval. So anyway, guys, so that's my review on Toy Story 2. My next review is going to be Toy Story 3, aka the very first Toy Story movie that I ever saw in theaters. So anyway, guys, I'm going to end it here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe to my channel, like and share with friends. Oh, and before I go, you guys, and I forgot to mention this, and I remember back in 2009, however, at the time when Toy Story 3 was announced, all my local movie theaters did make an announcement that they actually brought back Toy Story 1 and 2 as a double feature in 3D, which unfortunately, guys, sadly I did not see Toy Story 1 and 2, the re-release in 3D, because I've seen those movies like so many times, and I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm just going to wait until Toy Story 3 comes out. So yeah, so anyway, guys, I'm going to end here, guys. If you like this video, if you like this review, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn on the post bell for notifications, share with your friends, and until next time, goodbye!